There's a presidential library opening this summer in western North Dakota. It honors Theodore Roosevelt, or Teddy Roosevelt, the 26th President of the United States. Most people know his name, but fewer people know his story. It's February 14th, 1884. Roosevelt was 25 years old. His wife died that morning, 2 days after giving birth to their daughter. His mother died in the same house that same night. In his journal that day, he drew a large X and wrote, "The light has gone out of my life." Now, he knew he couldn't stay there any longer, and after arranging for his sister to care for his daughter, he went west to the Dakota Badlands. There, he worked cattle, rode fence lines in blizzards, and built something with his hands. Then later, he came back and spent the rest of his life doing the hardest things that he could find. Fast forward, it's 1910, 6 years after leaving the White House. He's giving a speech in Paris at Sorbonne. He called it Citizenship in a Republic. You may know the famous passage that came out of it. Here it is. It's not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who's actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes up short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming. But who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows the great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat. Think about that for a second. Roosevelt wasn't talking about winning. He was talking about showing up, about the difference between the person who gets in the ring, knowing they might lose, and the person who watches from the stands and just calls the shots from a safe distance. The critic risks nothing. Getting in the ring doesn't mean being reckless. It doesn't mean swinging wild and hoping for the best. It means making the call when you don't have all the answers. It means having a hard conversation that you've been putting off. It means backing your people in front of your boss when it would be easier to just stay quiet. Leadership has a cost. The arena always does. But here's what Roosevelt knew, and what often leaders can forget. The failure you fear in the arena is still better than the emptiness of never entering it. Your team is watching, not to see if you win, but to see if you'll step up. Roosevelt, he lost a lot. He failed in business, he lost elections, he buried people he loved. But he was never one of those cold and timid souls, and neither are you. So whatever ring you've been circling, whatever fight you've been watching from the stands, step on in. Now, go lead well. I'll see you next week.